What is up, guys? Welcome to the video. Basically, I'm going to be doing a breakdown of my marathon because, as you guys will hear about as we get deeper into the video, I wasn't able to make a lot of content during the marathon. So yeah, this is just an intro to showing you guys or letting you guys know that I'll be going in and out of the footage that I did get on the marathon. Enjoy. What is up, guys? Good morning. It is currently about 3:50 right now. And you might be wondering, why am I up at 3:50? Well, today it is my birthday. And you might be wondering why I'm up at 3:50 for my birthday. Well, to kick off my 26th birthday, I'm gonna run 26 miles. Yes. That is right, I am going to run a marathon. Do I know what I'm getting myself into? Probably not, but a deal is a deal. I told myself that I was gonna do this. Probably about a month ago, I was like, that'd be a great idea, a great accomplishment, a great challenge to kick off my birthday. So yeah, we're gonna get started on this. Already stretched, rolled out, I ate. I'm gonna give you a quick warm up. This is what I got with me, guys. I got my hydration running pack. This water is gonna go in there. Got a couple of these little ones with hydration packs in them. Shout out to Drip Drop. I got the Dad Gang Dad on the Road hat that I'm gonna be wearing. Got a headlight because it is currently dark out. I'm gonna have this around my waist for my backside. Got my run shoes. Got a couple of these energy gels I'm gonna be taking. Got a pocket knife just in case somebody wanna act up. Got a couple of snacks in here for during and after the run. Honestly, I don't know how my body's going to be reacting during this marathon. So this is gonna be unfamiliar territory for me. And that excites me, at the same time it does scare me. But I prepare for moments like this. I live for moments like this. So yeah, I'm excited. Here's the run fit. Hey guys, we're locked in. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to attempt this. So let's get to it. 2024, and I am now 26. Getting up there in age. I'm a little nervous because I know what it takes to complete a marathon. I know what it takes out of you. Well, I don't know, but you can only assume what it takes out of you. And I know what kind of challenger I am. So I know this is gonna be brutal. It's gonna be fun, but it's gonna be brutal. And I'm just ready for war. I'm ready for war. I'm ready for all the mental barriers to break down during this run. I'm ready for me to plant my stake down in this unfamiliar territory. And I'm ready for God to speak to me through this. It's gonna be hard. This is gonna be hard. And I know there's gonna be times that I'm doubting myself and my own ability, and I'm gonna wanna quit. But God in me has empowered me to be able to accomplish things like this. and he's also empowered you to be able to accomplish things like this. So because I've been empowered, because I'm able, I'm gonna do it. I'll keep you guys updated. I don't know how much of a content creator I'm gonna be able to be during this 26, but yeah, let's get after it. All right, guys, pit stop, because I got a tinkle. Yes, I went before I left, but I also hydrated a lot, so I gotta pee. I hope this isn't a recurring issue, but yeah, pit stop.
You are off route. The route is 400 feet behind you.
All right, another pit stop. I know I'm taking a lot of pit stops so far, but I'm listening to my body. I already feel my quads cramping up. So I went to this gas station. Whatever, I'm not giving them promo. And I asked for pickle juice. They didn't have pickle juice, so I just got a pickle. Pickle juice helps with cramps. I don't know why. A lot of science to it. But yeah, I'm gonna drink this pickle juice real quick. Mile 1 through 3, I was feeling really good. I was very hopeful in the beginning that I would be able to complete the marathon. My legs were feeling good, lungs were feeling good. It was early in the morning, so I was just feeling accomplished that I woke up at 4 in the morning to start the marathon like I said I was gonna do. So everything was going good, everything was going very well. I had to pee very early on, which was kind of a concern because I had a feeling if I had to pee that early in the morning, I was gonna have to consistently pee, which would slow down my goal marathon time, which my goal was to hit 4 hours, but as you guys will see later on in the video, we probably did not get there. So yeah, around mile 3 though, I started to experience just minor cramps in the quads. Nothing too crazy. It was very humid at 4 in the morning. Like, dude, it was super humid and hot already, and I was sweating like bullets already. So I was assuming that was just gonna be something that would go away as I would get into a flow. So yeah, mile 3 is when I started to experience cramps, but that was nothing that would worry me in that moment. So mile 3 through 5 is when I entered Lake Olympia, which is a neighborhood here in Texas. It was a very quiet section of the mile. If you guys don't know, a week before I ran the marathon, we experienced a hurricane here in South Texas. And a lot of people's power was still out. So the neighborhood that I went into, it's a big neighborhood. I think it's where Beyonce was born or where she's from, but it's a big neighborhood. All their power is out and it's very dark outside. But yeah, I was just super on alert. I couldn't really get into a groove because I was constantly thinking about like my surroundings. Like I literally was running with my pocket knife in my hand just in case something popped off. Yeah, I was super alert. Like I was just constantly just like looking around, make sure I wouldn't get hit by a car, make sure there no animals came running out to try to attack me. So it was super hard to find a rhythm, but the run was still going very well at that time, and I was still hopeful that I could finish it. Hi guys, about 5.2 miles in, taking my first gel. It's kind of nasty, I'm not gonna lie. Mile 5 through 8, I started to get into a groove, started to find my cadence. I picked up the pace, and I was still on track to hit 4 hours at this time. I was still on track. I was feeling confident that I'd get there. Mile 5 through 8 was probably the most peaceful, the most fun parts of the challenge. But then came mile 8. This mile 8 is where everything changed during the run. Everything changed mile 8. I started to experience full body cramps or muscle spasms. For those of you who don't know what that is, basically it's when one of your muscles, they lock up into like a flex position. If you ever had a Charlie horse like in your calf or your hamstring, it's pretty much that, except it's everywhere over your body or on your body. So yeah, during mile 8, I was running and legs just completely locked up, like out of nowhere. They just locked up. And I stopped to try to stretch them out, to massage them out, because when you get a cramp, it's like say it's my bicep, it just gets stuck here. And one way to relieve it is to stretch it out. So I was trying to do that with my my quads and my hamstrings. And there's one moment I stopped and I bent over to massage the knot out of my leg. And I look over on my arm, and on this arm I had like 7 mosquitoes, and on this one I had like 10 mosquitoes. And I started to freak out, like swatting them, and I realized that, oh crap, they're swarming me. They were like all around me. They were on my legs, they were on my arms, they were just everywhere. So I started to swat them, and I felt myself starting to panic. Not just because of mosquitoes, but also because every movement I made, a muscle would lock up. So I had to like calm myself down, pull myself together, ask myself, do I want to keep going? Of course, it was only mile 8, I had to keep going. So before I started running again, I asked God, like, God, please take these cramps away. Because I was telling God, like, I don't know if I could run another 18 miles with full body cramps. Like, I've had full body cramps before, but it would be after a track meet, and then I could relax and stretch them out. But like having full body cramps and then having to run 18 miles, I was like, well, I don't know about this one. And I was praying to God, like, God, please take them away. Please take them away. So I continued on. All right, guys. 9 miles in, had to stop to walk and get a quick food break. My body is breaking down a little bit. Full leg cramps, which are not fun, but I am no stranger to that. So I kind of know how to handle it, but it's not fun. This is gonna be a battle. I'm only 9 miles in and I'm feeling it. But I'm getting to that 26. Mile 8 to 12, this is when I really started to struggle. Beginning of mile 8 through 12 was just a lot of on and off running, and it would go something like I'd be running, and then full body cramps. Then I'll stop, massage it out, stretch it out, then run, full body cramps. And it was for about 2 miles, it was like a constant repetition of that. So I was like, okay, I gotta stop. All right, quick refill. Got some Gatorade, water to refill the pack. Some off, because these mosquitoes tore me up. And some steak bites. I am way behind on pace. This is way more challenging than I expected with the humidity. I am cramping up so bad. Can't do anything about it really. Should have prepped better. But right now my main focus is to just finish. Gotta finish. Not gonna hit the time that I want to hit, but I am gonna finish. Alright. We just hydrated up, stretched, massaged, ate some food. We still got a long way to go. I left the gas station. I was feeling really good after the gas station. I was like, dude, let's go. But you guys gotta keep in mind, at this time in my head, I'm thinking, I'm not gonna make 4 hours anymore. That is completely out the window. So at this point, I was thinking more so, I just need to finish this, right? I just need to finish this marathon. Come on, halfway there. 13 miles done, 13 to go. So, sun's out, I put my music in. I started off excited, 12 through 15, knowing that I was halfway there, right? Had no doubt in my mind that I could run 13 more miles. Like, I can do it for sure. Started running, but then Keep in mind, the sun is out and it is hot now. It's about 90 degrees. Cramps intensified. It would get to the point where I would start running and my legs will lock up to the point where I just could not move. Like literally just stop me dead in my tracks. And that was starting to get discouraging. So I remember around, I think it was 13, I asked God, like, God, please take these cramps away. Because I really do not think I can finish. It's getting hot out. It's taking me way longer than I thought. I don't think I can finish with these cramps. And I was just asking him, and I heard him say, no. And I'm just like, what do you mean no? Like, why? No answer after that. No was the answer. Then we get to mile 15 through 18, and I'm upset. I'm angry running. Not literally, but like, yeah, I'm upset inside. This marathon at this point was not going how I expected. I was no longer having fun with the marathon. This is no longer about content. This is no longer about telling people that I ran a marathon. Like, I was actually upset. I didn't know why God told me no. And when I asked him why, I didn't get an answer right away. So I was just sitting there with the no answer, just upset. But at this point of the marathon, I started to experience disappointment. I started to get emotional. I felt doubt start creeping in, fearing that I wouldn't be able to finish the marathon. All of this stuff is going through my head, right, on the inside. And mile 18 came. This is the mile that I believe changed my life forever. And I'm about a week out away from running a marathon, and I still haven't fully grasped and processed everything that I experienced mile 18, and I believe it in due time I will. But this mile changed my life. So mile 18 started at Brazil River. And at Brazil River, I went to take a bathroom break. After the break, I was feeling hopeful again. I'm like, at this point, I got 8 miles. I've ran 8 miles before. I know I can do it again. Obviously, I previously didn't run 18 miles before I ran the 8 miles, but in my mind, I'm like, I can do this, right? So I gave one last burst of running after the break, and about 100 yards after running, bam, I caught the craziest cramps that I have ever experienced. I've never experienced cramps like that before. I mean, I would bend over to massage my leg out and my bicep would cramp up. I would try to massage this bicep out and this one would cramp up. And as I'm massaging my biceps out, my triceps would cramp up, and then my pecs, and then if I made too much of a sudden move, my neck would cramp up. Like, dude, I mean, every part of my body was cramping up. Even my feet were cramping up. It was just, I was down bad at this point. And at that point, I started crying. And if you guys are following me on my story, this is more context to what I said on my story. Yeah, I started crying. I felt angry. I felt let down by God and myself. At this point, I didn't know. I felt abandoned. This is just me being vulnerable. This is how I was feeling at that moment. And at that moment, this is when God started really speaking to me. I mean, like, it was just like boom, 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 boom. And the first thing that God said to me was that I was upset at him. I'm just like, oh, how dare you go into my brain and my heart and tell me what I was thinking? Like, I felt exposed when he said this first thing. But yeah, he said that I was upset at him. And I was angry that life hasn't gone the way that I had envisioned. Hindsight, this is true. This is exactly how I was feeling, and this is how I have felt for a long time. But it was one of those things where, like, yeah, you feel some type of way, but like, nobody asks you, you kind of just like don't say it. And I do that often, and I do need to get better at not holding in certain feelings and expressing it to God. I don't know, I guess sometimes I feel that he doesn't really care about those little things, but I know that's not true. That's a lie from the enemy. But yeah, he's exposing me at this point, right? He's telling me that I feel that he has called me to something, and then he left, right? This is how I feel too. Like, he's not lying, guys, trust. Then he told me something that like took me over the edge emotionally. He told me that he brought me here. He told me that this marathon that I was doing was not my idea, it was his idea. And he let me know that he brought me here to expose what I was feeling on the inside for me to see. Some people, we need like these like grueling, crushing experience for what's on the inside to come out for us to see. That marathon really just grinded out everything that I was feeling on the inside and brought it to the outside, brought it to the light. And then he said something that brought clarity to his no. He said something that's changed a lot for me in the moment and in the future. He said, "I will not take your crutch away. I have called you to this, now finish." And at this part, I'm sobbing. I'm literally walking on the side of the road, cars passing, and I just broke down crying because he exposed me and he refined me in this moment. And it wasn't until I got to mile 18 that I realized, like, dang, God brought me here to do this, right? I'm not gonna say I was happy about it. I'm not gonna say I was happy about it, but I knew it was God. And it was like one of those things where you just submit to the moment, like, dang, like, okay, God, I see what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. And I guess I didn't fully know that I felt the way that I felt to the extent I felt it. But when he said what he said and how I reacted to it, I was like, yeah, this is something that I felt deeply. And I truly needed God to tell me that he called me, and he also called me to finish. All right, guys, quick update. Currently at 19 miles. I cannot run anymore. Dealing with some full body cramps. And I literally, every time I run, full body cramps up. I can walk. So that's just what I'm gonna do. I'm a little disappointed. But at the same time, I knew what this challenge was gonna bring. I knew I wasn't prepared. I knew last week I had bronchitis, and the week before that, 2 weeks before that, I had a tooth extraction, so I couldn't run at all. So I knew this was gonna kick my butt, and it did, and it still is. But I have to finish. I have to. I really do not know how. Like, I only have 7 miles left, and it still feels like I'm emptying everything I have out of my tank into this. But just thank God that I have the ability to walk. Thank God that I had the ability to even step up to this challenge. And I'm grateful for that. Because he gave me the ability, I'm gonna finish this. Even if I gotta crawl, there's grass. Crawl on the grass. From mile 18 to 23 was quiet, right? No more music. I wasn't thinking about no content, and that's why I'm doing this breakdown now. I wasn't thinking about any content. I wasn't thinking about time. I wasn't thinking about telling anybody that I ran a marathon. All that stuff was out the window. This was like about me and God. Like, this was no longer about a marathon. It just wasn't. At this point, it wasn't about a marathon. For me, it was just all about finishing because God told me to finish. My whole body was hurting. It was like 95 plus degrees. It was super uncomfortable, all right? For a lot of reasons, I was uncomfortable. I was not having fun, not even a little bit. Around mile 20, my watch died. And then I start to worry, like, dang, I might not be able to track that I ran a marathon. Like, I didn't know if it would continue to, like, track that, you know, my location as I'm walking, even though it's dead. I didn't know. So at this point, I'm thinking, like, wow, I won't even be able to, like, prove that I ran a marathon. And then mile 23, my family drove by, They stopped to give me some water, some hydration packs, offered me some encouragement. So that was really needed at that time, because I felt it was a lonely battle. And you know, when you see familiar faces and people that you love, you know, support you, especially since I had 3 miles left at that point, it was awesome to experience. And then that brings us to mile 23 to 26.2. At this point, I'm like, I don't even care about the marathon anymore. I'm just finishing. My watch was dead. So I'm thinking, like, I'm not gonna be able to prove that I ran a marathon to anybody. A little background, my watch actually died then, died for good, but I'll get to that at the end. That last 3.2 miles was hard, like mentally. Like, yes, my body was in a lot of pain. I was really feeling like I was taking like some damage to my legs, but mentally, that was probably the hardest thing that I've done before, because a lot of like factors that, you know, factored in. But finishing was a must. I was too far in. Like, imagine me getting 23 miles and then I'm like, yeah, I need to ride home. Never in my life will I do that.
We did it. 26.3 miles. Got nothing else to say except it is finished. We did it.
We crossed the finish line. As you guys can see in the video, here is my route that I did. I believe I finished the marathon around 9 hours, which is almost embarrassing to say. Well, I shouldn't say that because I finished the marathon. But my goal was 4 hours. But that, honestly, that's what made it so difficult for me to finish. And this is kind of crazy to say, but me knowing that I was way over my goal made it difficult to finish, right? Because at that point, what am I finishing for, right? What am I sacrificing this time for? What am I sacrificing my body for? But I am so glad I did it, even in the 9 hours. I've learned so much during the marathon. I experienced so much. I was able to get so much value out of it. I truly believe that God called me to that marathon. He called me to finish that marathon. He used it to expose some things. He used it to refine me as a man. And I also believe that he used it to change the lives of others. And time will tell with that. I believe it was a seed planted. As for the marathon, I'm for sure doing another marathon, right? That's why, even though my watch died, and it like completely broke, by the way, like I need a new watch. So hit me on Cash App if you felt led to. But yeah, even though it died and I can't really prove that I ran a marathon, it doesn't really bother me because I will spin back on the marathon. And when I do spin back, I for sure will break 4 hours. And if I don't break 4 hours, I will spin back again and again and again and again. Because yeah, I did do this marathon with no preparation. I didn't prepare at all. I didn't do the necessary steps to compete a marathon at a high level, but I'm glad I did it when I did it because I needed to do it. I just want to thank you guys for watching. I want to thank you guys for taking the time out of your day to go through this marathon. I will be doing more things like this in the future. I had so much fun. Well, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't have too much fun during the marathon, but the process, hindsight, was really fun. And I'm glad I did it. I'm 26 now, 4 years till I'm 30. We got a lot of work to do. Again, thank you guys, and till next time.